everyone, this is Diane. I am coming on today. I am going to show you how I make my embellishments, and I did get my embossing stuff out, and I did do some embossing. So I thought I would come on and just show you what I've been working with, how I'm making things, and tricks and tips for embossing. So I did get my new dies that I ordered from Scrap Diva. I ordered the banners, Valentine word ties. I haven't played with these yet. Can't wait to do that. I did get the ticket album because, I don't know, for some reason I'm kind of fascinated with tickets. And I do have tickets, and I made some tickets from KF's Crafts. But this is what I've been waiting for, was these stamps. So I saw Eve Era make some embellishments, and I just loved what she did, and so I'm kind of making some too. Not quite like hers, but close enough. And then the other ones that I'm using is these banner dies I picked up from her last drop. KF's Crafts tickets. This comes with a die and the stamps. And Scrap Divas, I don't know what these are called. They're the doilies. I used the smallest one on that. And what I'm doing is I am using scraps from Simple Stories. I think I had this for a couple of years, but I have quite a bit left, and so this is usually when I make embellishments, I just go towards these that, I have like just pieces. So if I'm cutting circles out or banners or whatever, I can just play with the pieces. I do have two of these. These are from Close to My Heart. I have been using the paper in it. I'm not really a sticker person, so I haven't really used the stickers, but I'm going to try to use these. I do have two sets of these, and it kind of matches Simple Stories, the green. So I pulled them out. I'm not sure. This has, I think Simple Story has more pink, but I think some of them will go together, because this one has full papers, except for some here and there, and this one has just bits and pieces. So I'm going to try to combine them when I'm doing my swap. And then for embossing, I did emboss some tickets. I embossed some of the stamps from Scrap Diva, and these are the bits and pieces from Simple Stories from that paper pack. I'm just going to put them back in here so I don't lose them. Alright, so for embossing, I have these trays that I use. They're from Stampin' Up. I've already done the embossing, just as, so it wouldn't take so much time. But these I got years and years ago when I first started doing this, and these are from Stampin' Up. I'm going to say it has to be more than, well, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, I'm going to say, give or take. I do have the small one and the large one. This one, I think this was my to-go when I used to do, go to crops all the time. And this one's the one I left at home. But now I just do it in this one and then work on my desk in this one so glitter doesn't get all over the place. But I use these embossing powders. These are Wow, and it's just your silver, gold, and copper. But I do have a special one that I have. This is clear embossing powder. I'm not sure who I got it from, because I keep it in this container. And when I'm using these, or if I'm using, this is just glitter, it's not embossing powder. But this is, I don't know, I guess you used to be able to stamp and just put it on there, and then the glitter would just dry with the ink. I don't really remember too much because it's been quite a while since I've actually really embossed any. But I got this set and I really wanted to emboss and make things look pretty. But anyways, back to this clear powder. So this is just clear embossing powder, and I just put the little bits that's left over. And when I use this, I do put it back, but you know, the little bits you can see, and here's lots of glitter, but all the extra I try to get in here, and it makes a really cool embossing powder. So anyways, that's what I use. I use Memento ink because it dries quick and it doesn't run or bleed. It dries quick, and water doesn't, you know, you can watercolor, or not watercolor, but you can use like alcohol markers and everything, and it pretty much stays. And then I use Versamark after my stamping. I stamp with black, and then I use Versamark. So that's what I do for embossing. And before I emboss paper, I have the sock filled with cornstarch, and before I stamp my image, and then before I emboss, I run this over the paper, and that gets like any oil or residue or anything that's stuck from your fingers on the paper, it takes it off. So I use that. And then this is my glue gun. I've had it for probably 20 years too, as long as I've had that. The trick to this is letting the glue gun run for several minutes before you start heating up your embossing. That way it doesn't burn your paper and it doesn't take long. The other trick that I use is I use Misty's stamp pad, and when I stamp my images, I will put it in here and I will stamp my black ink, and I will do quite a few of them, as you can see. You know, I do quite a few of them. And then same with the tickets. When I arrange them, I just do them. And then that way, after I'm done stamping on the paper, I go back and I don't take the stamps off. I just use Versamark on the stamps, and then I go back over. And that's how I get the Versamark to line up with my original stamped image. So, and I also did banners from Scrap Divas, these little banners here. And what I did was I cut these out, and then I went back and I stamped. Most of them, I've already got them on the banners, but I stamped something on them. I would just lay them on this. This I got at Dollar Tree, and I would just lay them on here because this is sticky. This is, I don't know whether it's maybe for Joy. I'm guessing. I don't know. The Joy machine, you know, for their sticky pad. And I just stick them on here. I stamp it. And then when I've got it stamped, is, you know, black, sometimes I do it twice. Then I wash my stamps off. I wait, you know, quite a few minutes for them to dry. And then I do the Versamark, and I go back and do it. And they'll just stay here because you can't use this. And that's how I do my banners. And and then oops, sorry. Okay, so here's this. This is the clear embossing. I don't know if you can see the sparkle or not. This is just black ink, and I did the clear with the sparkles on it. And it just gives it a really cool shine. I don't know if it's picking it up or not. I don't know. I hope it does. But and then this is the other one. Now this is a thinner paper, so I backed these up with this one. I actually backed up with foam. I cut out foam from a shaker. I saved my pieces like this, and then I cut it again, and then once you do it a second time, it comes out really flat, as you can see. This foam is from Dollar Tree, and then I just glue my paper to it, and it makes it real nice and sturdy like chipboard. And that's how I do that. So this is the copper. You know, I did the black first, and you can't see the black, but I just like how it picks up. As you can see, the difference between this one and this one. This is no black, and this is with black. So it picks up really nice. And then this is the gold. And I did the same thing. I put black underneath. And same with silver. I put black underneath. And then this is the one that I used with just the clear embossing. So, and I forgot on this one, I tried to do just the glitter, but I think the ink dried too fast, and so I went back over it with Versamark and redid it. So it didn't come out quite as nice as the other ones, but it still works. So that's my embossing technique. And then for embellishments, what I decided to do with her stamps, and you can do this with any stamp. It doesn't have to be close to my heart, but any kind of stamp. So, you know, I have these. I have these that look like wax seals. You know, you can bring out any kind of stamp, but I wanted to do Scrap Diva's stamp and make these little embellishments. So what I did was I took out a couple of circles. This is Scrap Diva's. I think this is Sizzix and this is Close to My Heart. And I just did it to where it would match like this. I just played around with them until I found, you know, 3 that match, and then I cut out the circles. And so I have the stitched one is the one with her stamp on it. And as you can see, I just stamped it and then I just cut it out with the circle. And then this is the one behind it. And then of course this is the doily that's underneath. And I just used foam in between all the layers. I just used that Dollar Tree, whatever this is called, mounting tape, or I don't know what it's called. Yeah, mounting tape. That's what it's called, mounting tape. And then for the little things, I use, you know, use whatever you have. But that's how I layer it up. And that's one way to make an embellishment. The other way is without it. You can put like a ticket, ephemera. You can put, you know, Happy Mail. I did do this one with the tulle behind here. So all I did was I just took tulle and hot glued it around to give it like a ribbon, you know, shape. And then I glued the two. I glued this one here with the foams just so it would stick through the tulle, but it's basically the same as this, just with tulle on it. That's a different way to do it. And then this is the one I showed you before. No, I didn't show it to you before. I didn't mean that, but I have. So you can have this circle blank, and then you can add, this is what I'm going to do with this one. This is the bits and pieces, and I'm just going to put that on there. So that's a different embellishment. Very nice and simple. And then on this one, I did the same 3 layers, and I stacked them up, and I used tulle like a bow, and I took out of the bits and pieces, I took this letter and this heart, and this heart had a face on it, so I just put extra 2 hearts. And I'm going to glue it on there with this, because it's the same peach color, and I'll probably do Valentine's Day for that one. So there's 3 different types of embellishments that you can make quick and easy. All you have to do is just use a scrap piece of paper. You can die cut hearts. You can die cut all kinds of little things out to layer them up with. This is pretty big, so I wouldn't use that for anything. But so I thought I would come on real quick and show you all that. I guess you don't even have to have the banner, right? You can just do that, or yeah, all kinds of stuff. And that's how I made embellishments with the embossing. But I think the embossing just kind of gives it an extra oomph, in my opinion. So anyways, that's it. I just wanted to show you what I have been doing, and glad you could stop by. Thank you so much, and may God bless your day. Bye.